Hello there, fellow creators. I just wanted to go over this one quick design option for you. A custom watermark. So I'm just going to make this quick and show you how you can make a customized watermark that you can save and re-import into any Adobe Illustrator project that you're working on. So that way, when you're saving the project or working on it, you can put a watermark, and it would overlap over. Come on, keeps dropping. There we go. Go in there. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to start off here. I'm going to have my appearance palette, my symbols palette, and my layers palette. Actually, probably don't need the symbols palette. I just probably need. Let me go ahead and put that away. Actually, I'm just going to need my appearance and my layers palette for the moment, and maybe color. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to need for right now. So for this one, what I did is I went ahead and saved this. You're going to want to make sure when you save your project file that you do have PDF compatibilities turned on so that you can use it as a link inside another document also. Um, Graphic styles, that was the other one I needed, not symbols, graphic styles. So let me put that one out here too. I'll just put it under color for the moment. Okay, so the simple one I'm going to make is one using just plain text. So that this one says proof. So we're going to do all caps proof. And then I'm going to turn this into myriad black. So it's nice and bold. I'm going to leave it as text. And the first thing I'm going to do here is pull out my swatches, and I'm going to drag this word proof just as it is. I'm going to probably want to scale it up just a little bit. And then I'm going to drag and drop it into here. Now, after I did that, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And then I'm going to make a box that matches this box here. And then what I'm going to do is, because normally what I do is I do off bleed from my actual appearance. I'm going to hit D for default. You don't have to do that. It was just creating the box. So in the fill, I'm going to want to put that pattern. And as you see, it's just putting it all over the place. But what I could do now is I can select edit pattern, and then I'm going to turn it to brick horizontal. And then I'm going to go ahead and use the height and width to adjust the height and width, bump it up just a little bit. And then I will go ahead and double click out. And as you see there, it's already gotten pretty good. And then what I'm going to do is with it selected, I'm going to come over here to the fill. And the first thing I'm going to want to do, actually, I'm going to go ahead and go back into that proof. The first thing I'm going to do is to this layer, I'm going to want to go into my appearance palette, and I'm going to select multiply. And then I only want it to be a 10%. So it's very, very, very faint. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to duplicate that. Then I'm going to duplicate this one, apply that to the next option that I just did, double click into the next one, and then instead of it being black, I'm going to change it to white. And instead of it being multiply, I'm going to do lighten, I think is the one I do, and then double click out. Yeah. So now I don't see really anything that happened. So I'm going to reselect. Oops, it didn't have that selected when I did that. That's why I didn't see anything happen. There you go. So if you see it, it got a little bit lighter looking. But now here's the cool thing. If I pull up my layers, and then what I'm going to do is just put a circle and a star here. Let's fill this one red, and then yellow, green, blue, purple, pink, and then I'll do this one black. Just so that way you can see what this looks like over the other colors. I'm going to send all those to back after selecting them. And if you see, no matter what color it goes on top of, that's always going to work. Now, what I can do if I want to update this and make it even lighter, I could select this one, and instead of 10%, I can go 5, and then double click into this one, and then the same thing. instead of, oh, I didn't select it. Instead of 10%, I go 5. And now it's even lighter. But as you see, even on black, it still will show up. But if you see here in the pink, it's almost invisible. And then what I'm going to do is select my proof layer. I'm going to label this one proof. I'm going to go into the stroke and I'm going to select from the books. I'm going to go gradients, and then under gradients, I am going to pick spectrums just so that I can get this bright color spectrum. There we go. And then I'm going to pull out my gradient here and I'm going to rotate it to 45 just so that way I can see the color going all across the page. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that away. I don't need my gradients anymore. And I'm going to go ahead and move out of the way of the spectrums. Now, these two layers here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, stylize, or sorry, transform. And then what I'm going to do is only leave patterns selected. And then rotate it 30 degrees. And then I'm going to do the same thing by just selecting this transform, dragging it down, holding Option or Alt over the other fill. And for some reason, I did not have it selected again. I don't know why I keep doing that. Let's do that again. Under transform. Come on. Transform. 30 degrees. Only the pattern should be selected. Hit OK. And then I'm going to drag that down. Now, what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to go to the graphic styles. I'm going to apply that as a graphic style. Now I'm going to hit Control K to bring up my menu here. Make sure transform, scale, strokes, effects are all selected. I'm going to scale it down, make a new option, scale it down even further, make a new option. So now I have a large, medium, and small. So now what I could do is deselect everything, come in here, delete all of the defaults. And now when I save this, if I create a new document here and then put a couple objects in here, missed the click. Okay, we have a couple objects in here and I want to put a proof marker across it. Rather than having to redo that every time, what you could do is in your graphic style palette here, drop down this little box, select other library, and then I can start typing in where my location is and now have this in here. The other thing you could do is drop down this menu and hit persistent. And if you dock this in your computer, every time you reopen up your Illustrator or even dock it into a panel that's closed, when you reopen up Illustrator, this will pop up again. Sometimes I do have the issue where it disappears just because it couldn't get relinked to it, but most of the time it will stay connected, especially if it's on the same hard drive of Illustrator. But now what I could do is select this large watermark and apply it. I applied it as a circle. Oops. Cancel. My mouse is not wanting to do what I want to do today. Okay, so then you can select the different scaling options that you need depending on the scale of the artwork you're working on. So if you're working on something that's very fine and small, you can apply it to a small one. And then if you want to edit it, here's a cool thing. Come back in here, apply it. Oops. I want to scale it up, then apply it. Then what I do is I just come into the symbol itself and you could change what word it says here. So instead of proof, um, I could put my name. I'm gonna have to make it wider. So what I'm gonna want to do is this one's 1.5. So if I double click out, go into the second one, 1.5, and then it would be easier if, oh, I can't see it that way. Control Y to view outline. Match what I just put into the other one, and now it's updated. Oh, why does it still say proof on the other one? I don't know how that happened. What do we got going on here? I don't know why, but oh, created this. Interesting. I don't know what I did, but somehow I had a new graphic style and new color swatch up there when I modified it. Don't know why I did that, but now that I edited it, what I do is select this graphic. It did new graphic styles. Oh, I know why I did that. It's because I clicked here instead of clicking up here. So what I want to do is take this graphic style and reapply it to the first one here. Then what I would do is mimic it down again, then reapply it to the second one, and then third scale, reapply it to the third one. And now if I were to reopen that library, let me switch over here. If I were to reopen up this library, select it, and oh, I didn't save. Save first. Go back over to this one. I'm going to hit left and then right again, and now it resets. So now select it, apply, apply, apply. It has the new name. Hope this short little tutorial video on how to create a watermark. You could pretty much put anything as long as you could put it into a flat single color pattern. You could put anything in here, and then you just save it as an AI file, and you can import it as an actual style, graphic style, so that way you can quickly apply it to a shape to apply the proof. You can do that with any other graphic style also. All right. Thank you. Have a great day.